When he met Abby, Jack had to abandon all his predetermined concepts that women weren't capable of analytical reasoning. Abby thrived on her work with Kendall and his sister Henrietta, deciphering codes and creating false codes to baffle the French. Her independent spirit and brilliant mind, coupled with her unaffected warm nature, had captivated him. Jack Bonington, I don't like the implications of your statement that as a woman I can't be trusted to work with a man without seducing him. Abby's voice notched higher. I believe that I've discovered a connection to the head of the French London spy ring. I need Lord Kendall to verify my conclusions. Jack leaned over his wife, trying to use his size to intimidate her. I trust you. It's the men I don't trust. Jack kept up the irrational argument, despite being irritated with himself. How had this morning and his plans for carnal delight gone so badly? And why couldn't he just shut up? Your logic is faulty. Abby punched her finger hard against his chest, as if her puny effort would have any effect. He lifted her hand and rained kisses on each of her fingers. Her stormy eyes filled with passion, causing Jack to care about nothing except to revel in Abby's desire. What if Lord Rathbourne asked you to work with an attractive woman? What? Jack kissed Abby's palm, enjoying her slight tremor as he rubbed her wrist against his rough morning stubble. His spy assignment was to monitor the embezzling Lord Atwell. That a respected peer and head of the Dover Battlement Committee had been embezzling funds earmarked to pay for guns and cannons to defend against the French invasion still made Jack's skin crawl. Atwell, under the threat of imprisonment for his treasonous acts, replaced Lieutenant Hyde, an English military engineer who had been sending the strategic plans for protecting Dover to the French. Jack was now tasked to supervise the slimy Atwell in his forwarding of misinformation to the French, created by Abby, on the plans for Dover's defence. Jack snorted. My days are dealing with the disgusting overweight and conceited Atwell. Not exactly dangerous work. What you are doing is important. The plan to lull the French into believing Dover Castle is not receiving special reinforcements to thwart Napoleon's invasion from the English Channel appears to be working, according to the latest round of French messages we've intercepted. Jack was proud of his part in discovering a mole on the committee who had been conveying their building plans to the French. Now they were using Atwell as a mole so they could discover the rest of the French spy ring operating in England. Taking your premise that Lord Kendall or I won't be able to control ourselves while working together, wouldn't the same argument apply to you, working with an attractive woman? Why would I want to seduce another woman when I have you in my bed? Jack Bonington, you're trying to distract me. Abby stomped down the path. And this is an important meeting. Jack followed close behind. Your logic is faulty because you don't understand the minds of men. Abby threw her arms up into the air. I'm trying to understand. I know I lack your knowledge and experience of the opposite sex. He didn't want Abby to go down that wide and crooked path to Jack's reputation as a rake. Ask any husband. Men don't want their wives spending time with other men. Jack appreciated how calm he sounded. We're territorial and jealous. Let's ask Kendall if he'd like Gabby working with me every day. Jack Bonington, you are not going to embarrass me by asking Lord Kendall that. I can't believe you would consider, Abby muttered under her breath, of all the idiotic, as she marched down the path, away from Jack. Not all husbands think like you do, Abby added over her shoulder. Gabby spends time with her very handsome music teacher. Jack enjoyed the sway of his wife's hips with her strident pace. Something else Abby didn't appreciate. Despite any situation, men didn't stop admiring the form of their women. Wait, what had Abby just said? You think Gabby's music teacher is very handsome?